Hello, welcome to this video, Determining the Financial Health of a Public Company. This video is not about examining assets and liabilities or analyzing income and cash flow statements. The aim of this video is to help you learn about a company, its industry, competitors, and where to go to find all of this information. Obviously, investors are constantly assessing whether they believe a company's stock price represents a buying or selling opportunity, and company and industry information play a crucial role in determining the overall health of a public company. The first thing to say is that since you're a business student at Santa Clara, you're going to want to bookmark this link. Next, I have personally created a guide to help you complete your financial project for Accounting 11. You can find that guide under All Course Guides for Business Students, Accounting, Introduction to Financial Accounting. I will toggle between the resources listed on this page in order to answer part 1 of your assignment using Fortinet as my example. Let's get started. The best first place to learn about a public company, including its financial health, company outlook, competitors, products, etc., is a company's annual report, the 10K. Since the SEC sets the disclosure requirements for a company's 10K, and since a company's CFO and CEO must certify the accuracy of the 10K is the best first stop to learning about a company's main products, markets, competitors, customers, and more. Fortunately, the SEC provides free public access to corporate information via a resource known as EDGAR, which is listed on the company research page. I'm going to click on EDGAR. From the homepage of EDGAR, I can do a simple search for Fortinet to quickly locate the 10K. Now that I've got the annual report for Fortinet, I can use Control F on my keyboard to search for terms like competitor, to locate competitors, employees, to locate the head count of employees, even manufacturing, to locate different suppliers and manufacturing centers, most of which are outsourced and international. I can even get creative, searching for terms like our business in order to locate different segments of the business. You can even use words like industry to locate even more information about the industries in which Fortinet operates. As a rule, I always conduct my research before I prepare any final polished product. It's also good to get in the habit of taking notes throughout your research process so that you can easily make changes to keywords or plug in different companies when searching for industry or market research. Further, it's critical to examine the timeliness and authority of any information that you find on the web. It sounds obvious, I'm sure, but in this case, information such as employee counts and even company financials are provided in this annual report for the year ending December 31st, 2021. So I'll want to find data for the current quarter, and I'd want to use a resource like Fortinet's LinkedIn page to locate a more accurate employee count for Fortinet. After EDGAR, the next resource that I want to examine is Mergent Online. So I'm going to go back to the guide. Mergent Online is owned by the London Stock Exchange Group, a direct competitor of Bloomberg, FactSet, and S&P Global. As you can see here, Mergent provides company profiles, company overviews, financial statements, stock information, and much more. Essentially, Mergent extracts relevant company data direct from SEC filings to make important information and data easier to find. So I'm going to click on Mergent Online. In the search box on Mergent Online, I'm going to search for Fortinet. Now that I have the company profile page for Fortinet, I'm immediately presented with an abundance of information. Up at the top, we can quickly see auditor information, incorporation date and state, market cap, revenue, and miscellaneous industry information. As I scroll down, here I can find company news, which could help shed some light on recent company changes or developments. And up at the top in this very large report, you can see I've got executives. Executives are also listed on this page, but the Executives tab is a bit more thorough. It provides more information on the company's directors, including their total compensation and tenure at the company. I particularly like the directors page. Next up, company financials. Here I can quickly download quarters of the balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statement, etc. for 5 years, 7, 10, 15, whatever I like. On the competitors tab, I can do some quick comparisons of known competitors. Mergent sometimes lumps all software and technology companies into the same bucket, so it's best to use this tab as a reference for finding known competitors' market cap, gross margins, EBITDA, etc. Basically, I could plug in the competitors that I've already pulled from Fortinet's 10K if I wanted to compare them all one-to-one. On the Company Reports tab, I can quickly locate analyst reports for Fortinet under Broker Research Reports. Now that I've got my list of over 1,000 analyst reports with information about Fortinet, I can start to examine my list, or I can view full report list to modify the list based on other criteria. In general, I tend to use report style to group my results since I find it easier to examine large lists. So I can use the report style lookup to group those results. In this case, I want to look at some industry reports. As it relates to part 1 of your financial project assignment, the reports within the InvestorEdge tab of Mergent Online will help to answer questions about analysts' expectations for the company, as well as the industry in which it operates. We've been working out of the InvestorEdge tab. Let's take a look at William Blair & Company's Cybersecurity 4th Quarter Preview. This report looks great. Next up, for resources not to miss, I'm going to go back to the guide, and I'm going to look at InvestorEdge. InvestorEdge includes over 4,000 equity research reports updated weekly. There's a video on how to get started, but I'm just going to click on InvestorEdge. InvestorEdge is obviously a Mergent product, and it's great for locating additional company financials, including ratios and forward equity research. To get started, I can click on Ratings Search or Company. Next, I'm going to locate Fortinet. From here, since I already have the company's financials, I'm going to click the PDF download for forward equity. As you can see, I now have even more analyst research on Fortinet in this report dated January 27th, 2023. Now that I've completed at least half of part 1 of the financial project, I'm going to examine the industry more closely. Some of the best resources for examining industry information can be found on the Industry Research tab of the Accounting 11 guide. One of the resources, Statista, will be helpful for finding reliable information about the dollar size of the network security or cybersecurity industry in the US and globally. I'm going to click on Statista. Statista is an incredible resource for quickly locating reports and relevant data on industries, markets, and much, much more. The single search box makes it easy to locate a wealth of information on nearly any topic. First, I'm going to keep it simple. In this case, I'm finding lots of information on Fortinet. For me, I'm interested in the Statista Technology Market Report for cybersecurity. This page provides everything I need for segmenting the market, forecasting, identifying key players, and more. Similarly, with a search like Fortinet and market share, I can quickly track down market share changes for Fortinet over the last few years. In this case, the data is coming from IDC, and I can quickly cite or download the data directly from my report. Now that I've briefly explored Statista, I'm going to return to the Accounting 11 page. Although there are a ton of other resources for finding relevant industry and company information, like SeekingAlpha for earnings call transcripts, Nexis Uni for analyst reports, and Markets Insider for buy and hold opinions, insider shares, and price targets, the last resource I want to highlight is Fortinet's own website. Like the 10K, a company's own website is the most authoritative resource for locating information about their customers, company developments, partnerships, deals, and much more. In my opinion, the best approach to searching a company's website is to use Google as a tool. I'll show you what I mean. I can use site : to search Fortinet's website for anything I want. In this case, I'll search for customer. This first result looks great. What I want to say is all of these results are coming from Fortinet.com. So you can search any website for any amount of keywords. But let's click on Global Customers. Here, I can group customers by industry, solutions, regions, etc. I can also use Google to locate Fortinet's blog. Most companies brag about their biggest and best customers all the time. Companies that maintain a blog or insights page also tend to create and boost content that highlights their work, such as enhancements to products or even reports where they're prominently featured. All of this information is fair game. As you compile your research, I encourage you to double confirm all of your data. Have you seen it twice? Examine your sources carefully. Take note of different industry segments. Fortinet is a network security solution, but sometimes you'll see the company situated in endpoint protection or ransomware as a service, even zero trust, as listed here. Identify any variable market share data that's out there on the web. IDC, for example, lists Fortinet at 16.7% market share for security appliances. Gartner has Fortinet under 10% market share for the security and risk management market. Market research firm Canalys lists Fortinet's market share at 6.7% for cybersecurity. Even the firm Technavio places Fortinet in this zero trust security market. So, what's the right answer? Well, it depends. Note the firms, exploit the segments, and when necessary, determine the most appropriate figure for your needs. Or better yet, calculate the market share for yourself. For all other inquiries, visit scu.wiki/business.